traveling around is one day here and the next day gone. Sometimes you burn some.
Hello, Pennsylvania! Wow, this is phenomenal. Are we fired up? I want to start by thanking all the speakers who shared their stories. And obviously, I've got to thank one of my very best friends and fellow governors, the governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro. How good is Josh Shapiro? Well, he's gotten a heck of a lot done in over the last year and a half. And is another example of Democratic governors who believe in our three-part strategy. Get shit done. All right. Okay, my foul-mouthed friends, let's jump in. I got to take a minute to shout out my good friend Bob Casey. We got to get him reelected. And of course, I want to thank a man who dedicated 50 years of his life, Scranton's own Joe Biden. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Gretchen Whitmer. Back home, yes, back home, my friends call me Big Gretch. So you can too. I'm proud to be the governor of Michigan, and I am proud to be here with all of you. We are working our tails off to elect Kamala Harris, our next president. And while I'm here, I'll just say, go Birds. With one caveat, when they play my Lions, I'm just saying. All right, football crowd, let's talk about what we agree on, and that is that this is a place that, based on how the Phillies are playing this summer, Pennsylvania knows a little something about gritty, right? And that's something we share in common. Pennsylvania and Michigan are a lot alike. I want to tell you a little bit about me and why I do the work that I do, because it is about every single one of us. You know, I was raised in a bipartisan household. My dad worked for a Republican governor. My mom worked for a Democratic attorney general. But they taught my siblings and me the same thing I know a lot of people in this room were taught, the value of hard work. My first job was at a lumber yard. I also stocked the shelves at Target and worked the line at the Royal Fork Buffet. When I went to Michigan State University is when I did an internship at the AFL-CIO. And that's when I fell in love with public policy and understood why it's important that the working men and women of this country have voices and leaders who care about them, right? I ran for the Michigan legislature at the age of 28, and a lot of people said that was too bold. It was too far. Maybe I should set my sights lower. But you know what? I ignored those guys. Good. And in my first term in the legislature, I became a member of the sandwich generation. You guys know what that means? Some of you do. Yes. I was sandwiched between two generations of my own family for whom I was the primary caregiver. My mother, who was dying of brain cancer at the age of 59, and my daughter, who I had just given birth to. And it was really that time of my life that forged who I am now. I don't have time for baloney. I don't suffer fools. I can't countenance people who want to make problems into something that benefit them instead of just solving the problems, right? I remember long nights, worrying about my baby and arranging her child care, fighting with my mom's insurance company, making sure that I was ready for work the next day and my bills were paid on time. It was not an extraordinary thing. So many Americans, so many Pennsylvanians know what I'm talking about. This is what Americans juggle every single day. And I was lucky. I had a great job, I had daycare, I had my family, and a voice in my community. And that's what every American in this country deserves, no less. A job that pays you enough to take care of your family, fair wages and good benefits, dignity, decency, and respect. And you know who agrees with me? Our Vice President Kamala Harris does. Pennsylvanians are a lot like Michiganders, and Wisconsinites for that matter. We disagree during Big Ten football season, but we got a lot in common. We care about one another. We're willing to show up and do hard, tough work and take pride in that work. But we expect to have our freedoms protected. The freedom to not just get by, but to get ahead. The freedom to make our own damn decisions about our own damn body. The freedom to be who we are and love who we love. The freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water. The freedom to be safe in school or houses of worship and in your community. Yes. We are the party, as Governor Shapiro likes to say, of real freedom for Americans. And I know that freedom is center of mind for all of us when we head to the polls in November. We know that there is a person who will stand shoulder to shoulder with us to fight for our freedoms, and that is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris understands the challenges that we face. She's been fighting for the people of Michigan and Pennsylvania every day as vice president. She's done work to bring down the cost of insulin. She's done work to add tens of thousands of manufacturing jobs right here over the last few years. Kamala Harris is the reason that we are making huge investments in infrastructure and our roads and bridges from Harrisburg to Lewisburg. Yeah. And she'll never stop fighting for our freedoms because she cares about every one of us. And here's how I know. Vice President Harris has dedicated decades of her life to public service. As district attorney, she put crooks and sex offenders behind bars. And it makes me think maybe that's why Donald Trump's so scared of her. As Attorney General, she went after the big banks and got people their money back. As Senator, she worked across the aisle on legislation to keep people safe and worked with Republicans to protect our nation from cyber attacks. And as Vice President, she helped bring jobs home, lowered the cost of health care, and led the fight to protect reproductive freedom. And let's be clear, Kamala Harris has more experience than the Trump Vance ticket combined. Between the two of those dudes, they only have 5.5 years, and it's not public service, it's self-service that they're in the business of. So our vice president is tough. She's experienced and she is ready. And she knows the job is not finished. That's why she's going to keep fighting for policies that make it easier for us to raise families. She'll keep fighting to lower costs and create more good-paying jobs. She'll keep fighting to protect our fundamental freedoms. And she will get it done because that's who she is. So the contrast in this election couldn't be more clear. Donald Trump bragged about overturning Roe v. Wade and sexually assaulting women. He lost tens of thousands of manufacturing jobs, including right here in Montgomery County. He tried slashing Medicare and Social Security and repealing the Affordable Care Act. Thankfully, he didn't win on any of those. He appointed Supreme Court justices who are rolling back our rights. He cut taxes for himself and his buddies, and he tried overturning an election. Now, I got to take a minute to talk about the guy who joined his ticket a couple weeks ago. Oh, you heard of him, did you? J.D. Vance, yeah. He's really made his values clear lately. He does not see women as equals. He does not want everyone to have a seat at the table. He's scared of us. Because Democrats, we want everyone to have a seat at the table. I mean, even cat lovers and dog lovers alike. Now, my grandma always said I needed to find at least one good thing about every person. And so I'll give J.D. this. He is efficient. In one sentence, he insulted women, black people, and Jewish people. That's efficient. And that's all I got. Trump and Vance want to take us backwards, but we're not going back. Our response to them is simple: hell no. Are we going back to less freedom? Are we going back to cronies and crooks who help themselves at our expense? Are we going back to dangerous extremists? Oh, you're so good at this. Thank you. My friends, the choice is clear. We are moving forward. We are going to build a brighter future and a new chapter for America with Kamala Harris. Can you say hell yeah? Hell yeah! Kamala Harris, the prosecutor who keeps communities safe. Hell yeah! Kamala Harris, the senator who knows how to deliver results. Hell yeah! Kamala Harris, the vice president who puts America back on track. Hell yeah! Michiganders and Pennsylvanians have a big job over the next 99 days. We are on the front lines. We all remember 2016, where Trump won our states by less than 55,000 votes. That's just 366 votes a county. Now you tell me, can you make 366 calls? Well, come on, hell yeah. Can you knock on 366 doors? Can you donate $36.60? When we do the work, we win. We sealed the deal for Joe Biden. Let's seal the deal for our next president, Kamala Harris. Yes. So, from now until November, we all need to dig deep. Tell your friends what's at stake. Like those memes and share TikToks, but don't just do that. Knock doors, make calls, write postcards, think about every day what can you do to make sure that we win this thing. And take care of yourself along the way. Eat a vegetable on occasion, okay? If the last few weeks have shown us anything, it's that energy is contagious. Joy is contagious. Let's do the work and let's have fun doing it. Let's wake up in November and say the words, Madam President. And with that, join me in welcoming hometown hero and the 48th governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro.